Good evening from Washington. I'm Larry O'Connor. Thank you again for joining us for our special coverage of Trump's speech in Mar-a-Lago yesterday and our ongoing analysis. It was a very highly viewed evening as it seemed like Trump sort of broke the internet there with streams going down and traffic coming out of there. People wanted to hear what he had to say. And here's the bottom line. If the Democrats thought that this in some way was going to hurt Donald Trump's political chances going forward, they were once again very wrong about that. So, what's going to happen in this election coming up? How will this indictment help or hurt? And what's the landscape now for Republicans running for office? Let's bring in someone who knows this stuff. Mercedes Schlapp, former White House Director of Communications for President Trump, also a veteran of the Bush White House, and of course, with CPAC Now, the host of CPAC Now, America Uncanceled, on set at CPAC Now. Hi, Mercy. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Larry. Hope you're doing good. Ready for Easter?
I am actually ready for Easter. Thank you. It's been a long, long Lent. I can't wait to shave again. Uh, I'm sure you were watching last night. First of all, if you flipped around and saw some of the other cable news show reactions, first of all, it was fascinating. Most of the legal analysts on MSNBC, CNN, the broadcast networks, they were like,
Right.
yeah, well, maybe this will stick, maybe not. I don't know, Mercy. Maybe it's me. But if you're indicting a president for the very first time in the history of our country, you should have a pretty rock solid case, shouldn't you?
Right. Especially after you're spending years and years and so much money trying to indict the president, trying to find something in the president's records that could possibly take him down and arrest him. And, I think when you're looking at these different legal experts across the board, you mentioned MSNBC, even NBC News, they basically viewed this as a very weak case, that they couldn't understand how Alvin Bragg got to where he got on this indictment, especially considering that he basically upgraded, the misdemeanor to a felony. And we saw that the Department of Justice, for example, never took on this case. The FEC never took on this case. But yet you have this local district attorney who has abused the rule of law, who has basically campaigned on saying he's going to get Trump. So what is he trying to do? He's trying to fulfill a campaign promise. And that is what's so outrageous. It's the fact that you've seen this overzealous activist local district attorney take on the former president, something that is unprecedented. And now we've entered into this uncharted territory.
Yeah. But if you measure these things politically with regard to fundraising and with regard to reaction in the polls, this actually doesn't hurt Trump at all. In fact, it's helped him. $7 million raised already. The polls are showing that actually people are swinging his way.
Right.
It's kind of an election meddling thing going on over here, if you think about it. What do other Republican candidates do here? How do they navigate through this when he's such the dominant story?
Well, you can't break through in the media when you're these other candidates like Nikki Haley or even Governor Rick DeSantis. I know that Mike Pompeo had a meeting with Zelensky in Ukraine. I'm not sure why he thought that was a good political move, because some Republicans obviously have been a bit critical of the whole Ukraine issue. So
Well,
I
well,
got to tell you.
and regardless of the policy, Mercy, the fact that he announced it yesterday, I mean, how
Yeah,
tone deaf is that in
exactly.
terms of what's going on
Yeah.
here in this
So
country? No one
look,
cares.
if I were a presidential candidate, and you could be my vice presidential candidate, Larry,
I'm ready.
this is a moment where you're not going to break through in the media. And what I find so ironic is you have these media outlets who didn't even, and big tech, who don't even want to cover Donald Trump. They want to censor him. They have censored him. And what was the biggest news yesterday? It was every second of the day was Donald Trump.
That's right.
And no one can get away with it. And he's coming across being the victim in all this. And I think what it's done is not only it has rallied the MAGA base, but you're also finding Republicans who have been on the fence saying, wait a second, this is the Democrats going way too far. This indictment should have never happened, and it is politically motivated. And I think even Democrats are concerned that they're setting a dangerous precedent going after their political opponents, as we have seen this district attorney take
Yeah.
such actions.
So I guess listen, there are a lot of Republicans now who are saying, "Okay, fine, our turn. Let's find the DA of Nashville,
Right.
Tennessee, let's say, and he'll put together a nice grand jury of Republicans, and they're going to indict Joe Biden, or they're going to indict Nancy Pelosi." I mean, how did Nancy Pelosi make hundreds of millions of dollars on the stock market while she was Speaker of the House? There's got to be something worth investigating there. Is that the solution here? Is that we
Look,
we use the same weapons against them until we're all bloodied?
yeah, I think that this is, I really hope that these Republicans don't take that approach. I do think that we are in a moment right now that it's becoming a bloodbath where you have what we're seeing, as Bill Barr mentioned. He says it comes across being a banana republic. These are the types of actions when you see the judicial branch becoming way too powerful to take down political leaders. This happens in
Yeah.
countries like Latin America. And so there's a cautionary tale here that we need to keep in mind. I do think
But
Congress has a role
I
to
hear you, but what's
investigate.
the downside? What's the downside for Democrats? Have no downside. I mean, why is
I
it
know,
conservatives always have to take the high road?
no,
Mercy, I read the comments on your videos for CPAC Now at Facebook. Most of your viewers want us to fight back.
no, listen. And the one thing we know is that Donald Trump, one of the things he keeps saying is that he's not going to back down. And I think it's a
Yeah,
very powerful message. And quite frankly, yes, the Biden crime family should be held accountable. There is no question that we have seen these links between Hunter Biden and Joe Biden and these China deals and how they are not being fully investigated, or they're taking their time. Quite frankly, what we need to see are Republicans take action to impeach Merrick Garland. Then let's follow with the impeachment of Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Why? Because Merrick Garland has weaponized the DOJ to go after conservatives time and time again, and that needs to stop. So
yeah.
I do look. I don't. I wish we don't. I don't want for these prosecutors to do this. But if that's what they're going to decide to do, to go after the Biden family or Pelosi family, so be it. I do think Congress plays a role where you have the House majority basically saying, look, we have got to investigate Alvin Bragg and what he did, because who is he focusing on? He's focusing on Michael Cohen, the star witness in this case, whose biggest goal was to seek revenge. And when you hear Bob Costello, who was Michael Cohen's attorney, when he asked Michael Cohen, what do you have on Trump? Michael Cohen said, nothing. So this
Yep.
is pure revenge on Donald Trump. And this is a district attorney trying to fulfill his political obligation of taking down the former president.
Yeah. I don't want to bury the lead here, though. You just asked me to be your running mate when you run for president. This
Yeah,
is a
let's
huge
do this.
deal. It's a great
Wouldn't that be
development.
fun? Yeah, I think we could take it on the road. Let's go, Larry. I think we can start kissing babies and go
Yeah,
visit grandparents, and let's get their
I'm
votes.
ready. And we've got two spouses who are more than supportive of this endeavor, I'm sure.
We
My only
probably
problem
need
is
to
I got
clue
a
them in on this.
lot of stuff in my past, Mercy. I don't want to drag you down. The
I
skeletons
think
in
the
my closet.
musical theater life that you had before, that will definitely take you down.
Yeah, you have no
Definitely.
idea. Good to talk to you, my friend. Have fun over there at CPAC Now. I can't wait to see tonight's episode. There's more to come on O'Connor Tonight. Keep it here. It's Salem News Channel.